All right, Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to you, brother. Select push his word and truth and sincerity. All right. So this video here is going to be entitled, "What will be the catalyst?" Okay, what will be the catalyst? Because there's so many things that are going on in the earth all simultaneously. Okay, you got wildfires, you got elections coming up, you got World War III, you got the possible return of the L dizzies, the lock dizzies, the lockdowns. You got the return of the face diapers. Okay, you got more push for the jab. You got them pushing the what's that thing called, the C-19 again. Okay. Like once again, you got, like I said, you got World War III that's a brewing. You got wildfires. You got especially over here in America, you got the heat dome, because it's been excessively hot. Okay, it's a lot of things going on. All right, so with that being said, we don't know what's going to set it off, but we know that the end result will be the MOTB has to come to pass. Okay, and World War III, nuclear destruction of America, Babylon the Great, has to come to pass. Why? Because we've been given the roadmap. We've been given the as far as what will happen, but as far as what will be the cause of it, what the Lord will use to set it off or get it started in motion, that we don't know. That remains to be seen, and that's ultimately up to the Lord. Okay, so with that being said, let's define this word catalyst real quick.
Catalyst.
All right.
Catalyst.
So it says catalyst. It says a substance that increases the rate of chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. All right. But check this out here. A person, let me see if we can zoom in. A person or thing that precipitates an event. Okay. So, where is it at? Because I didn't open it. Oh, precipitates. So it says a person or thing that precipitates an event. So we looked up the word precipitate.
Precipitate. Precipitate.
And it says to cause an event or situation, typically one that is bad or undesirable, to happen suddenly, unexpectedly, or prematurely. The incident precipitated a political crisis. So you see that? And did not the Lord say suddenly, sudden destruction cometh, suddenly these things will happen? Okay. So that's what a catalyst is going to do. It's going to basically kickstart off MOTB. Okay. Kickstart off the push for that. Kickstart off these FEMA camps. Kickstart off these race riots and race wars, because that's prophesied too. Okay. Kickstart off World War III. Kickstart off these nuclear missiles being shot off. Okay. There's a lot of things that have to happen. Okay. But there's a catalyst that will push or kick to start it off. Okay. So I want to get just some of the different things that have been going on in the earth. This most recently, it says Donald Trump surrenders in Atlanta in fourth criminal case brought against ex-president this year. Donald Trump surrendered Thursday at the Fulton County Jail on more than a dozen charges stemming from his efforts to reverse Georgia's 2020 election results. The fourth time this year the former president has faced criminal charges. Trump spent a little more than 20 minutes at the Fulton County Jail, where he was processed and released on bond. Jail records showed him at 6 foot 3 inches tall, weighing in at 215 pounds, with blue eyes and blonde or strawberry hair. His booking, oh man, they gave all his information in this thing. His booking number PO 1135809. But now, You know how people were so excited to hear, oh, Donald Trump turned himself in, he got to do time. Well, the thing is, for one, you got to think about it. Logically speaking, he probably will never do time in the type of prison or the type of jail or what we know as jail, because first of all, he's a former president. So thus he has to have some type of security, and in order for them to ensure his safety, basically his safety cannot be ensured with being in a public jail, or they private, but you know what I'm saying, like a regular jail. He would have to have they'd probably have him on like house arrest or some bullshit like that, where he can't leave his home or some stupid shit. But anyway, I said that to say because it would cost them more money to have a particular detail, or have security detail to constantly guard him around the clock in one of those in a regular jail. So therefore, you have to think about it. He would never serve time in that manner, at least. Like I said, I don't know what they got planned for him or whatever. Most likely, he probably ain't gonna do nothing. But hey, don't really matter. Anyway, this is all bullshit fluff news anyway. That doesn't really matter. But it says a mugshot of Trump was released soon after he left the jail. Yeah, I'm not reading the rest of that. He was released on a $200,000 bond. Nothing. Bullshit. Yada, yada, yada. He replaced his lawyer. So, it's nothing. Okay, this is all bullshit ass news anyway. Okay, but I just brought it out because it does have to do with political things. And so thus, because I've heard, just word of mouth, he was talking about, because he's still, that's the reason why I brought this up, because he's actually, still leading or ahead to be the Republican nominated candidate, to be the lead Republican nominated candidate, even with all this. So, there was curiosity that sparked amongst people that saying, well, could he run the country from jail? You know what I'm saying? If he were elected, it's a lot of bullshit. We're in a time of a lot of stupid shit going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like beyond dumb shit. Alright. Moving on over to Louisiana here. So check this out. A state of emergency declared in Louisiana due to extreme heat. Okay. It's from Baton Rouge today. Governor John Bel Edwards declared a state of emergency due to the multiple impacts of extreme heat affecting the state. This summer, the National Weather Service has issued a record number of excessive heat warnings for Louisiana. And that is true, because we've been having excessive heat warnings every day. Let me see something. Never mind. Alright, but it says the Louisiana Department of Health reports that the state has already exceeded the average number of annual heat-related emergency room visits. Additionally, drought conditions and a significant drop in the Mississippi River's water level have added stress on water supplies and agriculture. This declaration will allow the state to mobilize resources and aid those most affected. Please continue to take precautions when you are outside and check on your neighbors, okay, that need assistance. State of emergency is an administrative step that authorizes the use of state resources to aid, okay. Anyway, that's just definition of state of emergency. But yeah, this excessive heat is basically, it's been like Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, I think possibly Alabama, and like Missouri, Arkansas, like up in the middle part of the United States. Okay, has been under this heat dome thing. Okay, there's been a lot going on with that. Okay, thus it has been adding to these wildfires, because we've been having a lot of wildfires in Louisiana too. So check this out. This is from The Guardian. Lockdowns and face masks unequivocally cut the spread of C, reports finds. Now, the reason why I brought this out because we just saw that Lionsgate Studios in Hollywood is requiring their employees to wear masks, and Morris Brown HBCU in Atlanta is requiring their students and faculties and staff to begin wearing masks for the next 14 days or next 2 weeks. Now, if you remember, that's the same thing that they did in 2020 when they started the lockdowns. It was okay. We're gonna lock these things. We're gonna shut down things for the next 2 weeks. Okay, then those 2 weeks turned into, well, we're gonna remain shut down for another week. Then it became another week. Then it became another 2 weeks. Then it became another 3 weeks. Then it became another week until finally you end up being on lockdown for a year. But that's what they do. It's actually a strategy to blow your mind, because if they were to just come out and say, hey, we're just gonna go on lockdown, everything's gonna be shut down for the next year, there would be a huge uproar. Now, so thus they gave you little by little by little by little until you look up and damn, it's been a year. It's been a year and a half. It's been 2 years. That's what they did. That was the strategy. Now this time, don't be surprised if they take that same approach, but also don't be surprised if the people don't really just go for it like that. Okay, but so I brought this article up. It says lockdowns and face masks unequivocally cut the spread of C, report find. Like I said, I brought this out because they wholeheartedly believe in that. They said that it cuts the spread. So don't be surprised if they go back to it. But it says measures taken during the C pandemic, such as social distancing and wearing face masks, unequivocally reduced the spread of infections. A report has found it. Going back to the 6 feet away. Some I forget, it was 6'6" and something else. I forgot. Because it's been a while. But it says experts looked at the effectiveness of non-pharmaceutical intervention, or NPIs, not drugs or vaccines, when applied in packages that combine a number of measures and complement one another. The Royal Society reported C19 examining the effectiveness of non-pharmaceutical interventions, reviewed the evidence gathered during the pandemic for 6 groups of NPIs and their effectiveness in reducing transmission. That's another thing. So we also have the resurgence of, I think it's called Eris. I'm going to look it up too, because I'm going to hit that too. These included masks, face coverings, social distancing, and lockdowns. Test, trace, and isolate, travel restrictions, control across international borders, environmental controls, and communications. When assessed individually, there was positive, if limited, evidence of transmission reduction from many of the NPIs used in the pandemic, the review found. However, evidence of a positive effect has clear when countries use combinations of NPIs. So not just one thing, but use them in all in tandem with each other. That's basically what it's saying. They always say the masks are not effective if you're on social distance. If you're on social distance, the masks aren't effective. It's a lot to that BS. I'm gonna skip this. Additionally, evidence showed NPIs were most effective when the intensity of transmission was low. Supporting the use early on in the pandemic was the first sign of resurgence. During the early stages of let's see. I'm not going to read all this because it's a whole lot. You get the point. Basically, they're saying lockdown. Basically, those particular austerity measures, they say that they were effective. So don't be surprised that in the coming weeks or months, or even before this year out, that we either back on lockdowns, back wearing face diapers, back social distancing, locking down the country, controlling who can come in and come out, all these different things. Don't be surprised. Okay. So, let's see. I wanted to grab this here. We're gonna go and look it up. If I remember correctly, it's called Eris or something. Here it is. Let's see. Yeah, I go with that. It says new C variant Eris symptoms appear a week before a positive test. You know all about this pre-C phenomenon. Okay, so once again we're at the resurgence of it. We're supposed to be getting close to what they call cold and flu season. So we were getting close to that. So you're gonna see resurgence of people getting sick, resurgence of cold C. Just a lot of things going on. Okay, a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts behind what's all this stuff. Okay, but so like I said, just want to put out some information out there, kind of what's been going on lately in the news. Okay, yeah, like I said, it's a lot of things happening, a lot of moving parts. All right, yeah, and we know that these prophecies got to be fulfilled. Okay, because the Lord stated it, and so thus it got to be fulfilled. It has to come to pass. Okay, and that's why I said, what is the catalyst? Because what's going to push it forward? What's going to push these prophecies to being fulfilled? Okay, like I said, we don't know, but we know that they will be fulfilled. So this is Isaiah chapter 34 verse 16 says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. What is the book of the Lord? That's the Bible. Okay, these scriptures. No one of these shall fail. What is no one shall fail? None of these prophecies are going to fail. None of them. Every single one of them will come to pass. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered him. Okay, it says none shall want her mate. You can't mate this book with any other book. And it says none shall want her mate. And you go into that word want, it means to lack something. So it's literally saying none shall lack her mate. Okay, so this book is not lacking with anything. You know how people say well, you got the book of Jubilees, the book of Yasher, and the book of Enoch. You have those things. They say that's a part of the book, but no, this book is not lacking anything. You got the Old Testament, Apocrypha, and New Testament. You have the complete book. You have everything that you need for this, for what we need on this side. Okay, it's not lacking in anything. Okay, but none of these prophecies are going to fail. Okay, they have to come to pass. Why? Simply because the Lord stated it. That's why they have to come to pass. It's Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Okay, that's the prophecy. The prophecy is the vision. Okay, remember back in I think it was Samuel. Well, Samuel and the kings, they were called seers. Okay, the visions. When you have a vision, you see something. Okay, you can see. So these prophets were called seers. So these prophets or these seers saw visions, or they saw things, and they were set for an appointed time. But it says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. When it says speak and not lie, when a vision or a prophecy speaks, that means that it's come to pass. It is active. It is currently happened, or it's either currently happened or it happened. Okay, in real time, it has come to pass. That's how a prophecy speaks. Okay, and though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Okay, it may seem like it's taking a long time or it's tarrying. Just continue waiting, because it is coming. Just look at what's all happened in the earth from I'll just say from 2019. So that's what 20, 21, 22, 23, 4 years ago. Just look back 4 years ago. You know, see what's always happening on Earth. It's so much. It's so many things that happen. You know, it seems slow or like it's tarrying while you're in it, but when you're on the outside looking at it, it's moving fast. Okay, it's actually moving fast because remember, the Lord, He is shortening these days for the elect's sake, also. All right, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of do a quick lesson on that. Just kind of going into some of the different things that's going on in the earth right now. Just some of the news that's been, you know, circulating. You know, it's a lot of stuff happening. Okay, a lot of moving parts. So, hey, just continue on. Hey, we in this day of atonement. You know, atone for it. Atone for right these wrongs and you know and try to continue and push forward. You know, and may the Lord have mercy upon us. Okay, so call Lord Yahweh Bashem Al Shai Bashem Rakak Dash. Hope you edified.